it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I'm back. We're doing this Divine Masculine Twin Flame read from today. This is February 17, 2020. Everything I just kind of went over in the video I did just prior to this, which has a whole bunch of, it has another Divine Masculine Twin Flame read in it, but also has 6 or 7 union reads that are real quick reads that were very cool that I wanted to go through with you guys. So check out that video. It's important. There's a lot of important information that came through. So this read from today, like I said, first the Queen of Swords came out as Lady Liberty today, the Statue of Liberty, and then the numerology cards were all purples and oranges and like 61 reflecting, or 19 and 61 reflecting each other, and 6 and 9, that kind of energy there. So we have the read ending at 11:41 to 42, which is Justice, and the 41 of the Ace of Cups and the 2 of Cups, 42. The major arcana for the read in front of you was just transition, and then before the read karma came up, which is like judgment. The transition is the death card, and then after the read justice came up. So there was one in each position, one before the read, one in the read, and one after the read: karma, transition, and justice. There were 4 cups in this read, 2 swords, 2 wands, and 2 pentacles, so mostly about heart and emotions here. And then the court cards, we had the Page of Wands, Page of Cups, the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, but we also have the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, which aren't court cards, but they are often people. They came up in the read. And then after the read, the Queen of Swords came up. We had triple 9s today and triple 3s, as well as double 4s. Very significant, 3 and 9, which is the 39 of the Knight of Cups. The code line was all about health and spiritual partnership, with the Emperor number 4 and the 44/8, which is the mastering, grounding, and integrating of love. And today it was really coming up as the receiving of love, both the masculine and feminine, learning how to receive love, right? Because that's like the boredom card when they're being offered all this love. And the masculine and feminine both learning how to take that love, to receive it, to allow it to come into their life. So the 4 and the 44/8 both came up here around health and spiritual partnership. The other numbers that came up besides 999 and 333 and 44 were 7 of the Chariot, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 79, which is the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, 39 of the Knight of Cups, 23 of the King of Wands, 46, the Children in the Garden, the 6 of Cups, 67, the Knight of Pentacles, and then 4222, which is the 42 and the 22 of the 2 of Cups, and the Fool with an open heart taking a leap of faith. So the message here around health and spiritual partnership and the numbers 4 and 8, which is all about manifestation, is about toggling up to the nth degree, so whether it's through meditation, hiking in the woods, whatever you like to do, to see the key in the 4 of Cups, in receiving mastering of love. For your health and spiritual partnership, toggling up this divine feminine key, the Emperor of Cups, Fool, Drunk, or Crazy One, are coming up as the red energy of the R, the root, the connecting in order to balance. So it's the masculine reaching outside himself when he's off balance in order to rebalance himself with the feminine. Also, the pie was coming up as the tantrum, because for me, P often comes up as pie imbalanced, right? Because pi is the circle with a line down the middle, but P is a circle with a line off to the left. But when you make the R, it's about that off-balanced human reaching out to connect with someone else instead of doing it within themselves, okay? So the pie is the tantrum, right? Because that can be a temper tantrum too, pie, of his temper tantrum, or TT, or the pie of his divine feminine key to receive love as the Emperor, who can be the fool or the drunk or just the crazy person, or be seen as the crazy person when he is not centered, and to ask for help when needed. So the R, like I said again, was coming up as pie, but going outside oneself to help yourself get centered again when you need to know how to center yourself with your feminine energy. So we start the read with the 9 of Cups. So the underlying energy here is the 9 of Cups here, with the other underlying energies beneath it were the 2 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, both reversed, the Karma, which is judgment, upright, and then the 9 of Swords, upright. So happy with self, dissatisfied, getting wish, not dissatisfied, satisfied. Happy with self, satisfied, getting their wish, no options or unable to implement their choice of path even though they've chosen it. Could be issues at work and not on the same page, and judgment, announcement, a call to action, suffering in silence, or a sister perhaps, howling at the moon, or nighttime healing and forgiving, the end of the family cycle of unhappiness and frustration, lack of inspiration and or ambition. The Queen of Cups reversed, not expressing feelings or sharing energy, holding back to avoid conflict, or after a fight or lost a competition, holding on for dear life. And it was funny because then my son left to go to the gym, and he was out helping out his sister with her kids for a couple days. So I know he was really worn out coming back from that, but he wasn't complaining at all. But I'm sure it drained his energy a lot because they're two little boys. But he was going off to the gym saying, I got to get it right. So this was definitely a message from the Divine Masculine. That was at 12:01, the minute after the hour. So I got to get it right. At 12:03, holding on loosely, grounding, saving, and skating on thin ice, being moderate. A third party, or a Cancer perhaps in a bold move, a negative group or influences, overindulgences, and the King of Cups reversed with a negative past or difficult kids, or heard as divine feminine and now reaping the rewards of hanging out to see new perspectives. In surrender to or of desires, synchronicities, and heaven in their eyes. The divine masculine now wanting to be in the divine feminine's heart, but not sure she'll still be there when it gets to the 5D side of the bridge. Hanging out in surrender, rolling of the die, taking a gamble, poof, it's all gone. When playing with emotions as opposed to fire and drama, trading in drama for love, or changing games from black jack to craps. Peter Pan on crack or bowling for dollars. Skee ball came up here. Arcade games to win a stuffed animal. Always crappy prizes, but fun. Geppetto and leprechauns came up. The luck of the Irish and green clovers. Triangular support brackets between joices or perpendicular crosses to bear. The last-ditch effort, the heart not really in it, at the old ball game, no longer in it to win it, in it to love it. Happy with self and synchronicities and heaven in your eyes. You have to see it to believe it. The Queen of Swords reversed. If you could see how blue her eyes can be when she says she loves me. So that was coming up too. The Queen of Swords reversed. Lady Liberty worn down, torn down. No more French or France liberties. Deep and silent mourning or verbal abuse, there's no in between. The Atlantic is deep and dark between New York and Paris, unless tunneling underground or flying above. Atlas with the weight of the world, and then at last was coming up again. My love has come along, right? But how to make the connection when oceans away or emotions away? Grounding a lot or tunneling and breaking down the faulty foundations. It's your fault, quote unquote, lines. It's your fault lines. Letting go of ego death, or out of control Leo or ego, with rod and 39 lashes of every thickness, length, and width, as Mary Magdalene and Jesus come down off the cross. In a crash, Black Jack and Cold Jill fell down that hill in the 3D in order for Jesus and Mary Magdalene to come off the cross in 5D and live a quiet life happily ever after. No drama, stones, or tales, just a lot of drama, stories, and tales for entertainment purposes. Calling in your soulmate came up for the masculine, as well as passion beneath that. The King of Wands reversed with no more affection, as the Knight of Cups offers love in another direction. Awake, no longer silenced and coming out. New love, self-love, no more second prizes. The Queen of Swords reversed. War widow, refusing to see her soldier connection. Pulling the truth out, or possibly a bad tooth out, or no more Mercury fillings, coming out in love and letting go of all the negative energies and thoughts at 12:36, which is the Hangman and the 10 of Wands, and no more locking self in the bathroom and begging to come out. No more on pins and needles, bells and whistles, and worrying if the candle is left burning. So this is obviously someone with an addiction, so the masculine's been very burdened over, because it's a safety issue. So forgiveness comes up as 96, and underneath that was personal growth of the number 7. The truth is out of the Empress reversed in lack, sick, or evil ringleader, or a mom on the circuit. Death, end, transition, or transformation of suffering and silence over a long period of time. Present to skis and dark birds, clearing, filtering the dark and dirty from their life, the Viking ship sailing away, or Mr. and Mrs. Howe set sail that day. The divine masculine in need of sunshine, drained, sick, or in need of detox, or detoxing chaos, or Capricorn reversed and Leo reversed and Taurus reversed, but Scorpio is upright. The day of the dead. Chinese and grass, hair of the dog, and the worm in the tequila bottle. The Saturn to Aquarius and Jupiter to Gemini, checkmate. Pie in the sky that's out of alignment with the devil made me do it. Taurus reversed and Capricorn reversed, suffering and silence, end with the truth out, or Empress reversed, devil detox. Present or gift to tired sun, detoxing chaos from their life. The Capricorn reversed, happy with self or getting their wish or choice of prize. In ego death, humbling self for the Queen of Swords reversed, or forgiveness, right? Asking for forgiveness. The deep wound of the Ten of Pentacles family and their warrior son, that no woman was ever good enough for him, except the one they pick, who will then control him on their behalf. A huge wound of the divine feminine, that the masculine who always loved her most, but still always chose the wealth, power, and acceptance of the family over her in order to be the good son. Recently is the Three of Swords reversed, breaking the patterns of heartbreak and dowries and worth. The Montagues and the Capulets, happy with self alone, getting his wish. When not following your own higher guidance, there's always a price to be paid. The Nine of Cups offered new passion, creativity, or sex from spoiled or entitled child or rejected shy one, traveling to peace past that, as the Knight of Cups offers love to their sunshine, sharing, settling out, dropped all their burdens, responsibilities, and confessing weakness, ego death, and or out of control Leo to a Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Pentacles with a lion heart, making peace with the Knight of Cups and or his or her kids. The foundation is the Nine of Pentacles, sovereign reversed, powerless or losing single status, and the Justice or Libra standing up for self with an announcement, judgment, of wake-up call to action at 12:56, which is the Hangman, and the Two of Swords, being in your knowing, or pretending not to see. The Sovereign is reversed, financially drained, and Empress is reversed, working on details, and don't seem like happy women. That could be a mother and daughter as well. At 12:57, the Hangman and the Three of Swords, the separation. And then I was getting, and she pours herself on me, and I'm going into the wrong key, but anyway, she pours herself on me. Powerless Lady Liberty on Justice or Libra. US on France, or us on France, or New York on Paris. The Empress reversed, a past can't rid himself of, this was coming up as the Empress reversed, or clearing her path so she can fall on a clean spot. So that could be like a clean freak that the masculine's irritated with. Working on aligning or writing or creating for a presentation, amazing grace, or a song. The central energy is the Page of Wands reversed, hard to find, where's Waldo, because he took off his mask and he's hard to recognize. Awake and coming out at home or in union, getting over loss or regret after exposure to full sunshine. The Page of Pentacles, student, earth child, opportunity or invitation, in a bold move or travel to ascend, with reaping rewards and or the divine feminine's heart. Studying the gold coin or adding to her worth, or wanting to contribute something. The challenge being the Four of Cups upright, the grounding and integrating and mastering of receiving of love, allowing his emotions to carry him home without looking outside himself for answers. Recovering from financial drain and or powerlessness, loss of independence, the King of Wands reversed with the worst over in his bliss state, sharing or settling out or asking the exchange rate or shopping for something special, heaven in their eyes, and synchronicities as their guides. The Three of Cups is reversed presently. No joy with negative associations, gossip, or bad influences, and or overindulgences, the nightmare of the emotional affair, and the Hierophant upright, the boys' club, the old man with prejudices, always using as guidance counsel. And why, right? So he was always asking the boys' club, why? When he shouldn't have been, because, they're a prejudiced person. But he was all about controlling others. This old man was coming up as a negative energy, or playing God, right? Because the only one who should be controlling, or can actually control, is God. The nightmare of Taurus, or Hierophant, at the gate, deciding others' fate, sweets and tweets, weather, veins, and ironwork, and thick ceramic or concrete slabs, blocking the doorway for others to go through. The Knight of Swords cracks the whip about what kids are watching, or S&M practices, child abuse exposed, getting attention, journey, leading the way, the King of Pentacles speaking about the Queen of Cups reversed, or emotional things, to the world for closure, or with sealed divine feminine to admit his part, working on alignment, death be not proud. Now is the Page of Cups reversed, the child or the adult refusing to open their heart, mine all mine, the entitled person, whiny, spoiled, or putting on an act to get what they want when others won't see eye to eye with them, or the nightmare child, and of course Nightmare on Elm Street was just coming up, or rejection, shyness, abuse, emotional issues. Performer disconnects as the Emperor with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, well-educated kids. The Devil and/or Capricorn waving to the Knight of Swords, rushing in with the truth of a secret that's out, or swearing in to be raked over the coals by a lawyer or prosecution wanting to uncover secrets, or not using their intuition at 122, which is the Magician, and the 22 of the Fool, opening their heart and taking a leap of faith. At 122, trying to detox chaos, or 1 to 4 kids out of control in nightmare marriage, or Taurus religion or establishment, or dirty old man. The Two of Swords staying to himself to stay sane and pure, not giving up anything, I'm no snitch, or not falling for roses from an untrustworthy person, willing to stand at the gate, keeping you hanging on while they pull you in and push you away, controlling the situation, getting their way, and keeping options on the side for later, just in case. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn, deemed lazy, disabled, unable to function, or refusing to work or move, or on strike, or sitting in protest. The Hierophant Boys Club falling on their face from grace, lacking faith, as the patriarchy falls. And the Evil Empress reversed, part of that patriarchy, with whipping boy, post-war PTSD and looting, holding back time, money, and energy, withholding or playing ball or hardball now, the masculine, only casual sex, contract marriage, or paying for sex with people with dark or dirty energy, and or DNA, or in other words, sexual diseases, or feeling dirty for dreaming of their sunshine while committed, and no flirting allowed on journey, bringing good news, getting attention from the masses, success, victory, leading the way by example. No options with hostage or hands are tied, hanging in limbo or hung out to dry. Faceless woman in the crowd, all cheering him on, and only sees their bodies, sex objects. The King of Pentacles, successful man with cheap girls throwing themselves at him all the time. It's not my fault, I'm so successful and good looking. Or a doctor who sees quote unquote patients not as women because they're professionals, of course. In a downturn or slowdown of the assembly line of female bodies, a new passion or sex offered, willing to burn the past. The Queen of Cups reversed is seen as the gold digger, wanting the Montague money, but finding peace around the world. The sealed divine feminine is protected by love. She with the power and money, and perhaps he with the manipulative family or partner. Or the King of Pentacles purchased the Queen of Cups reversed for sex with family's money, or for her family's money to get her money. Or sad divine feminine with powerful family, and divine masculine with world at his fingertips, working himself to death. Soon as the Four of Wands upright, the home or union or celebration played divine feminine, or home falling short, or holding back desires for divine feminine, or for being out in the world, or closing a cycle of player days. Twins, kids, and grounding and integrating the receiving of love. Now that the worst is over, the patient angel or Pisces is connected to Sagittarius's negative self-talk or spreading rumors or negative talk at work, with issues there, not getting along with others, or losing money or third-party issues, and the Knight of Pentacles is stubborn or refusing to work. And the Page of Wands reversed is uninspired or having temper tantrums. At 147, which is the Magician, and the Seven of Cups, the synchronicities. Recovering from grief of justice, divorce, and or Libra. What I wrote there. And then recovering from exile, destitution, injury, illness, powerlessness, financial drains, kids, and partners. Home, no longer playing games, tuckered out by the world, the cycle closing, and the divine feminine standing her ground, floating in space. He sees himself as the King of Swords upright today, the logical and truthful and pristine, but a bit chilly, the King of Cups reversed, emotionally detached, and sneaky with communication or coming clean, getting clean, stressed out, suffering in silence. The wounded warrior surrendering to depression or loss of hope or dreams dashed, or giving up with the Aquarius reversed, and then all of a sudden a big offer of love comes in. Honeymoon, engagement, give your relationship a chance, and getting to know each other all came up for the masculine, as well as new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Around him, or how he's seen, is the Queen of Cups reversed in a split, lies, or cutting through the BS, or pulling Excalibur from the stone heart of the divine masculine. Both recovering from exile, destitution, or left behind out in the cold, abandonment, rejection, back in the saddle leading the way. In uncomfortable energies, difficult to heal or recovering, resisting, walking away, with the hermit shining light on the journey and giving it attention. The masculine needs to clear blocks of the Seven of Pentacles, the divine feminine's heart in the E-Tower, and the Queen of Wands keeping to herself about the dark night, death, or split of two minds, a transformation of the masculine, unable to mediate or irreconcilable differences. Spiritual partnership comes up here, as well as health, but even more so for the masculine today was pride, self-love, and completion of the cycle. A fantasy family or dream girl with fruit on display, getting wish as full transformation happens, going through the portal to find peace of another world, complete with the divine feminine, alignment, and dark night, and wishes come true with self-satisfaction, the transition portal of the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, with the Queen of Swords reversed, insecure, with the King of Swords in a downturn, slowdown, or twist of fate, the death of Lady Liberty, and the birth of Vendôme, Notra's lady, Quasimodo and Lady Liberty, leaving behind Notre Dame and Ellis Island to be on solid ground. Present to flame, Lady Liberty brought, so present to the flame that Lady Liberty brought with her, right, because she carries a flame, Quasi brought bells and whistles, and scales of Jesus with justice and liberty for all. Two sets of scales, each with their own rules, checks, and balances. The Lover's Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor reversed, who's out of control, but on top of his game. All right, so that was the read for you guys. So I hope you liked that. There's a lot of stuff that came up between yesterday and today. All right, so I have time for this read to give you a couple oracle cards, but definitely go back to the other video if you haven't watched it. You should watch that one first. And I'm just going to pull you a few cards now. Let's see what we have here. Let's go with the Nature Whispers first. We have two cards that I posted that are standing up in the back of the read too. That is the here, the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So the focus very much was about, you know, the Knight of Wands, which is that he's not reversed. There's nothing wrong with the Knight of Wands upright. But he can tend towards being a player, right? He's like the single guy who's out and about doing whatever he wants with a lot of money, like with the family money. So that's the energy of the read there. It's like the end of that cycle, right? The end of the player days. You know, like when you're going through your 20s and you're always out drinking with your friends all the time. It's that kind of energy, especially if you had a family with a lot of money, or you had a job with, and made a lot of money and got a lot of attention. It's that kind of energy being closed out. And it represents the dowry too, especially with that chest with all the money in it. It has to do with the dowry. And that Knight of Wands can be perceived as having a ribbon in her hair. So that got to be actually the feminine having to come up with a dowry for the masculine in the past. All right. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And filling that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty here. So what is our message? What was this read and all the other prior reads I did today for you guys? What is the message? What's the walk away? The takeaway? Be spontaneous, 31, which is that 5 of Wands, which is the expansion energy. But remember, flames is reserved for 5D energy, not for 3D, because it causes drama. Be spontaneous, 31, and look at that connection, like reaching across the moon or Mars, right? Mars and Venus is coming up here. Reaching across the Mars energy to be spontaneous. That's perfect. I don't think I've ever gotten this card before. Yeah, it's definitely from that Mars-Venus energy. And one's like an older child pulling the younger child out to help them over the bridge. And they're coming up, they're not violets, but the violets came up in the read, but they're very similar to the violets with the purple and yellow. Not violets, I mean irises. Yeah, but the colors in this card are very masculine, muted energies. They're not a lot of bright feminine colors. It's a little bit darker. So it's about the masculine assisting. It could be, it's both, right? Because the masculine's the leader in the 3D, the feminine's the leader in the 5D. So it's each helping the other over the bridge in each dimension. Okay? And then this card wants to be seen too, which is be in service. So this is about your mission work, right? And helping out others who are along your same path. And she's very connected to the sea and the emotions, the deep sea, right? Because there's coral and lots of shells. And just like the turtle on land, we have the all the little creatures that live in their shells in the sea as well. There's fish and the seahorse. And her helping him out. She's feeding him. So this is when you're buried under deep, deep ocean waters. Lots of emotions, right? That a lot of feminines are more adept to. Or even, people just more intuitive or more watery, more water sign energy. That's their natural state, dealing with emotions. So it's about helping others acclimate to it, right? So be in service is the 41, is the Ace of Cups, right? Loving self first, and then extending love to others. Very spiritual love, okay? So be spontaneous, and look at the colors here. They always come out in a pattern. Like the colors are very similar there, because they can be very different. They can be pinks or purples or yellows in here, and these are very skin-colored colors. Right? Being very human. It's more 3D, 4D energy here. And these are those together. Oh, look how the hands reach out together. This is like a close-up of the child right here. This is like showing you a close-up of it. Really cool. It's like pulling someone out of the sea. Like here they're being pulled out of the flower, and here they're being pulled up out of the sea from the sky. Land and sea is really cool. Okay. The underlying energy here, and then this is dropping out too. It gets a little bit pinker with each card, and here is the rainbow bridge exploding around the world. Right? Because she's very much the color of those other two colors. But then we explode as we transmute all the energies on the 4D, and all of a sudden the rainbow starts popping out everywhere around the world. The underlying energy here is the inner truths. And there's that little girl again with her little candle and light. Don't leave your flames burning. but she's finding every little nook and cranny within inside of her. And that's the 16 of the Tower energy. This one was 49, this last one, which is the Get Your Wish card. All right, so that's that deck. And let's see what else we have. So for the Kipper deck, let's see what we have for you guys. The Kipper deck. All right, Kipper deck. Then you got your main male. Main male, number 1, the Magician, and change, number 9. Right, compassion, endings, universal selflessness, the collective consciousness, and the masculine going through that change, the Magician. The Magician, and 1 or 9 are the strongest numbers of the cycle because they're the 1 and the 9. The 1 is very selfish, and the 9 is very selfless, and that's where they come together here in change. All right, so he's leaving behind what he knows, or his wealth, whatever it is, impoverished in some way in order to be 37, the Knight of Cups, or the King of Cups, unconditional love. Okay? And see, look, who's waiting for him to come. The 28, the twin, right? I've been expecting you, but you look very young. Case closed. And look what's after that. I love this. Oh, this keeps going, right? So she's expecting him after the death of the old, and then there's her inner little girl coming to meet the little boy. Okay? On their journey together. And then the message of concern at the bottom of the deck. All right, there's 2 messages here, and it has to do with occupation of the feminine. All right, so here's the main female and the lovers. And there's some kind of bad health prior to that. But coming into the reads about the lovers and the feminine, the main female, and her occupation. And there could be sewing involved here. And then we have a message here, and then a stronger message, because maybe they don't reply to the first message, so you get it's like a second warning from the IRS or something. It's the same kind of thing, but this can be between the masculine and feminine as well. All right. So then we have, this is the Metatron deck. So let's see what Metatron has to say for you guys. All right, Metatron. Metatron, what is your closing statement here, Metatron? All right, for this read, for everybody watching, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is your take on this? Metatron. Okay, there you go, wow. The beacon of light, shine on, 44. The mastering, grounding, and integrating of how to receive love by following your light, right? And being the beacon of light. Okay, so be the beacon, but look, this is about you being the beacon. Now you stand still and allow others to come to you. See all the ocean come, this is all the ocean of emotions of others coming to you as you just stand strong and still and tower above with your light. Okay, really beautiful message. This also wants to be seen as the reflection of that beautiful compassion energy of you and your twin. As above, so below, heaven and earth, as you come together between the 3D and the 5D and the 41 of the Ace of Cups. All right, that big love between you. Okay, so you have the towering light with the oceans below coming in quick and strong. All right, to reflect each other in your compassion, your hearts, for unconditional love. 41 and 44. And then the ancestors, the Akashic records are all coming out to clear. Appreciation and healing. And then everybody starts lining up to see you, the ancestors, right? Because you're all of the people and spirits connecting with me. So everyone comes to see, wants to line up to come see you. Right? They're coming back from all over the world because they're your ancestors. They're all connected to you. So they come to want to congratulate you for making it to the end. Right? Because when you come together with your twin, that's the culmination of the cycle. 34 is the 8 of Wands, the going back and forth, the expression of feelings, as well as energetic exchange, and the arrows of love, as well as fast-paced communication and travel. Here, the underlying energy is the warrior of light. There he's got his sword, Excalibur, from the deep depths of his ocean water, learning his truths, the silver sword, exchanging the sword. He's taking the Queen of Swords' sword away from her because she's been in deep grief. He's taking the sword away from her, out of her heart, and giving her his gold coin. Okay? The Warrior of Light. And that's number 30, which is Union. Okay, guys. Now we have the animal deck. The animal deck. Let's see. Take another deep breath. All right, so this is from the Animal Tarot. What is the last message from this deck? That came out here. Four of Autumn, the squirrel. Like, don't stress yourself out. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building walls that keep people out. All right, very important today because this is about polarity and about going, we always have to go back to the beginning. That's why it's always 9, 10, begin again, because every time you learn a lesson, you have to go back and remember what you learned in the beginning as well. Okay? So it's about polarity, and don't let yourself get frazzled out. That's fear. Calm yourself down and allow yourself to get centered again. Make sure each area of your life is in a balanced way. The other card that wants to be seen is the King of Winter, intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. Again, the mask can come off as very detached, right, as the logical thinker, the King of Swords. The Humpback Whale. At this time, is very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert you can find. All right, so don't hoard your nuts. Don't hoard your nuts. And then you have the King of Winter, right? So don't be too stern either, right? This is the two polarities. This is why it's coming up this way. The Humpback Whale and the Squirrel, right? So this is the judge, and this is the squirrely witness testifying, who doesn't want to be a squeal. Not a squirrel, but a squealer. All right, so it's not necessarily those energies. It's saying this is the polarity. You don't want to be at either end, because this is very judgmental, like the authoritarian, and then this is that other direction of being all over the place, right? Not responsible, and you can't focus on any one thing. And then that's funny. The next card coming out is the Three of Spring, the turtle. He's very cute. The sea turtle. He's swimming around with all the fishies, the yellow fishies who have confidence. But he's got yellow and green. He's staying in his heart space. The sea turtle. Stop to take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase in order to play out. The bottom of the deck is Unity, which is the polar bear, 5. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, find a new teacher, or spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. And the butterflies in that card as well. It's like that fourth energy. Right, say, come follow me. I have something different to show you. Like, he's teaching them, but then the butterfly comes in and says, I have something even more to show you. You can expand even further. And there's very much of the etheric realm light there with the blues, purples, and greens, okay? All right, so you may have a new teacher coming into your field as well. And just one more, the energy deck, and then I'm done. It's 440, by the way. And it just turned 3,900 on the ticker. So 44 again is the mastering, and then the 39 is the being love and receiving of love. So the Knight of Cups is coming up as the giver of love, and then the 44 is learning how to receive love. Don't say no when people are offering you love. All right, so last card. All right, that came right out. Victory, 28 for the twin flames. 28 is the Two of Wands. There's your victory. And Caesar, it comes up as the Trump card too, because Trump is the president and all, that very Caesar energy. But it's coming up as triumph, trumping the other, right? 28 of the twins in victory. And the crown, I'm getting the crown of thorns has lost its thorns. It's become the Kundalini awakening. And we have 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel comes up as well. The crowning moment, 41. This is definitely graduation again. That's been coming up a lot this week. And then we have the Ace of Cups again. 41 came up a lot in this read. The twins and love, self-love, spiritual love, and new love. 48 is the underlying energy, the angel of balance. So again, striking the balance between polarities, which just came up again. 48 is the 8 of Cups. So it's even in your relationship. When you need to, it's the 8 of Cups, walking away and within in order to rebalance yourself every time. 9, 10, begin again. 9, 10, begin again. 9, 10, begin again. Remember that 10 is that high vibration, that trill of the 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay? All right, I'm going to show you these cards real quick. Okay, so there's the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Chalices, the underlying energy, recent past, the 3 of Orbs, or the 3 of Swords, that heartbreak and separation. The foundation is the 9 of Crystals, which was reversed today. It's actually on there as well. And the center is the Seeker of Flames, the Page of Flames without the mask that's reversed. The 4 of Chalices or Cups, the challenge, the other underlying energies, and the crowning moment is that Page of Cups with an open heart, except in this read it's actually reversed today. So we scroll over the 40 bridge to get to the 4 of Flames, which is union upright today. The masculine sees himself as an upright king of swords in his truth, and around the masculine, or how he's seen, is the Queen of Chalices, or the Sage of Chalices, the Queen of Cups. She's reversed in the read today. The block, or the energy he needs to clear, the blocks he needs to clear here, has to do with the 7 of Crystals, the E-Tower, the Divine Feminine's heart, and the blocks could be the Queen of Wands. The card's on there, so you can check that out with the Dark Knight, which is the masculine. Okay. So then you look at the cards, it's all orange and purple, so very third eye and sacral today. And then we end up on the Death card upright, which is the portal you are walking through with the masculine today. There's the Lady Liberty, the Queen of Swords, along with the 3 of Flames or Wands, which is the being present to the moment, the gift. The 6 of Pentacles, which is upright here. And then the Justice card, which is the same. They both have scales on them, the 2 sets of scales. And we end up there with the Emperor reverse, which is good because that's about letting go of control. Okay? All right, guys. A lot of wound stuff came up to clear today, so take care of yourselves, guys. And drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. And, you know, the drill. Rise and be loved, guys. And drill Sergeant. Bye.